Monty Don, 66, did not appear to be in good spirits when he took to Twitter last night to hit back at an account that asked him not to share his political views with fans online. Their tweet came after the BBC star utilised the social platform to share an opinionated piece about Prime Minister Boris Johnson by The Guardian. In the essay, writer Max Hastings asserted that Boris is utterly unfit to be the head of the government in the UK before going on to claim that he cares for nothing but his own fame and gratification. Along with a link to the article, Monty wrote, in view of his 247,000 followers, every word is prescient. I was Boris Johnson's boss. He is utterly unfit to be Prime Minister, Max Hastings. And while the tweet received well over 1,300 likes, the Twitter user @HughJohnson didn't seem to agree with the American's Gardens author's decision to use his social media account to discuss political matters. No politics, Monty, you work for BBC, taxpayers don't need to pay for opinions, just gardening, they wrote. Clearly unamused by the remark, Monty tweeted out a fiery response, starting off with laying things bare on his working relationship with the Beeb. For the record, I don't work for the BBC, I work for myself, he wrote. Sick, and I wasn't aware you paid to read my comments on Twitter. However, I defend to the death your right to disagree with them and express your own views on any subject. The user later apologized to Monty for their comment. Max laid into Boris in his opinionated piece, adding that while he's known him since they both worked at the Daily Telegraph in the 1980s, the 57-year-old was deemed more of an entertainer than a solid candidate to be running for national office. And according to Max, his view on things still stand to this day. It can be claimed that few people realized what a poor Prime Minister Theresa May would prove until they saw her in Downing Street, he argued. With Boris, however, what you see now is almost assuredly what we shall get from him as ruler of Britain. Meanwhile, Monty bid farewell to his most recent show Adriatic Gardens, which concluded with its final episode on BBC Two earlier this week. The episode saw Monty travel from Corfu to the Greek capital of Athens, the place where the study of botany began. The TV gardener visited a reforestation project on Mount Hymettus and 2 modern gardens around the city before concluding his journey by working on a garden he helped create on another Greek island. My Adriatic Gardens adventure ends tonight at this small garden on the island of Hydra, Monty tweeted on Friday. I have been helping to create and tend it for the past 5 years, so it is a very personal conclusion to a fascinating journey. The father of 3 recently told fans he'd been working on his next book, centered around the Venetian gardens, which he said had occupied most of his free time as of late. Monty has written over a dozen successful gardening books over the past 20 years, including The Complete Gardener, Down to Earth, The Jewel Garden and Gardening at Longmeadow.